Watercooler. Watercooler.
Just us three.
Watercooler.
Who am I talking about? Hello and welcome to Watercooler, episode number 260, also known as 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 53. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's good to be back. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving weekend. My name's Chris Laxamana, and this is the show where I kick it with my Krill Digital pals, drink some...
A club!
And we just talk. We kick a Philly style. With me today, Gary Smith's here.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? And Mike Dawson.
What's crapping?
Wow, it's just us three. The key three. I
Three.
think I'm going to call this the key three.
Yeah?
Because it really is. This is the heart of the show.
It's the heart and soul.
The heart and the soul. And the brains.
There you go.
It's the three things you need for a good show, and we got it all here. It's good to be back. Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How about you?
I had a lonely Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. I'm really.
Why did you do that?
It had to be discussed one way or another, but I felt bad.
What, did Jen work or something?
Yeah. So Jen worked. She didn't get off till like 10:30, 11.
Did you get double time and a half that day?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's
There
nice.
you go. Just send her to work, dude. Keep sending her to work.
Yeah, didn't have any turkey, but we got a lot of cheddar.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look what
I
he
like
did
it.
there.
So what happened was because I just got back from Florida. I didn't want to risk being with anybody, just as a courtesy too. It's just I don't want people to feel nervous or anything like that. So I thought, okay, I can have Thanksgiving alone. And before I get in, I should remind everybody also that Kalen Bean is not here. He did have Thanksgiving with the family that I usually have Thanksgiving with because he's now a part of that family.
Right.
So we see each other. We're going to be seeing each other for many
That's
years
strange.
to
You
come.
guys are technically going to be related, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's strange but really cool. And I feel partly responsible because he did meet his baby mama at Ann Loxie's show.
Well, there
and
you
I
go.
imagine it was during one of our ballads.
We're a tight-knit, incestuous group around here. He used to be my roommate.
Yeah.
Now he's your relative.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I like it.
I do too.
We're all connected.
We have fun.
Yeah. Kalen is not here. Neither is Matt. Kalen obviously is trying to stay away from me as far as possible, or for as long as possible. Now he'll be back next week. And then Matt, we have a little scheduling conflict, but we don't want to go showless this week.
Can't do that.
No, we got to give the people what they want.
Got the key three, baby.
And then I thought, yeah, do we even need them?
No.
No.
We're the key three.
Yeah.
We're here.
They're
So-
they're a bonus.
Yeah, they're extra. They're seasoning.
They're that maraschino cherry in a Shirley Temple. It's still
Yeah.
great without it.
Yeah, it's
They're the olives on a Thanksgiving plate.
Oh, you want to get into this? Let's get into it, Dawson. I know it's a lot. It had a lot to do with our Patreon show. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, we do a second show every week. Just go to patreon.com/watercooler. Nice and clean, and you can get our second show week. And the last couple of weeks, we were talking about best sides or worst sides, best and worst sides. And Dawson brought up the fact that he looks forward to the plate of black olives on his table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gary, Matt, and I, the musician, he couldn't believe it. What? Black
What
olives?
insanity is this?
Black olives on your Thanksgiving table? That's insane. To which we got some null dropped hard via the Patreon comments and the listeners. Everyone's like, I have black olives on my table.
And you know what? That was very weird to me, and I was pretty shocked when we saw all those comments. I was further shocked when I got to my Thanksgiving, and black olives were on the table, and it was reported to me that they've been there every Thanksgiving my entire life.
And today, unsolicited, I get a text from my Jennifer, and she writes, where is it? Oh, for the record, we always have black olives at our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Pickles, too.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Neither did I.
You know what, though? It just gets eclipsed by the stuffing and the mashed potatoes, just all the big casserole dishes full of foods. You miss that plate of black olives, which you probably just thought was for decoration.
See, when you're a kid and you got little hands and little fingers, I'd put a black olive on each one of my fingers.
Everybody says they do that. I never understand
and then eat
that.
them.
Yeah.
I think for me, the reason that I always miss them is A, I don't like olives, but B, we do our Thanksgiving, like buffet style. So you load up your plate and then you get to the table where the black olives are, and I'm not looking for any more food at that point. It's already all right there. I'm just looking to mow down that plate that's in front of me.
You remember Souplantation, Gary?
Sure do. RP.
It was a skill to not load up your plate in the line, because the way Souplantation worked. You ever been there, Dawson?
Where? Souplantation?
Yeah.
No.
So, Souplantation, one of the first real big business casualties of COVID-19. Souplantation was this buffet, all you can eat, basically all the soups, salads, flatbreads you want. And it was great. It was quality. Like, I mean, the highest it got probably was like an 8 in taste, but it was enough to where you want to go. I went there for my prom dinner.
Yeah. Souplantation is great. We me and my wife would always meet her dad there. That would be like our meeting place. Like,
Yeah.
when it was like, if he's coming into town, we're going to Souplantation.
It's solid.
It was great.
It's solid. Dependable and solid, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And so the way it works, though, is you line up, and the second you walk in, you're in the salad bar. And the line to get in is a salad bar.
So you get your salad before you even get to
Before
your
you
table.
even
Before
pay.
you even pay.
Because
You're just like, salad,
you're
bro.
walking your way up to the register,
Nice.
and you're just piling food on your plate till you get to the register where they say, all right, here you go sit at a table.
Now, do they have caprese salad?
That's not a salad. I don't think they would have it at that salad bar.
No.
No, that is a salad, and they did have it. But the trick was, because you get in there and you're starving, and you walk up there and they have the black olives, they have all the condiments, all the toppings, and you're making yourself a killer salad, boiled eggs, cherry tomatoes, everything, and the real skill is don't fill up on that salad, don't pile it on too much, because you don't even know what's back there yet. Because you haven't even paid, you haven't even got in. So that was the trick for Souplantation was don't fill yourself up on that entry salad. I miss it now. I'm just I'm just thinking about it, and I miss it so much.
Yeah.
Souplantation. I remember we went there for prom because there's one guy. We were going to go to Claim Jumper.
Also solid?
Solid. They got that great mud pie, and one of the guys in our group had this weird. It was like his thing. Like, I hate Claim Jumper. That was his identity.
Yeah.
Like, everyone kind of had that. Like, oh, I can't go to Claim Jumper. I hate it. I've always hated it.
Which is silly, because Claim Jumper is somewhat like Cheesecake Factory in their menu being enormous.
Yeah, and we were rolling deep. We had 2 full limos. So everyone's like, all right, meet at the. Let's just go to Souplantation. Fine. So we go to Souplantation, our limo, and we found out the other one just went to Claim Jumper because they convinced the guy.
Let's just go to Claim Jumper. Yeah.
So our side just ate at Souplantation. Don't regret it, though.
I've also never eaten at a Claim Jumper.
Claim Jumper's good.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still around.
I think some of them are. The one that was closest to my house recently closed, like within the last year.
Did you go prom, Doss?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's all right.
Just all right? Not a monumental.
Yeah, the limo, the tux, we did all that shit. But my earliest memory of one of those dances, I think it might have been the freshman one. But remember those old wallets that were Velcro?
Yeah.
The old wallets. I had one of those
So
like
the Velcro
sophomore,
wallets.
junior year.
I was embarrassed about my Velcro wallet because of the noise it made when you're
Every time you
getting
paid
into
for
it.
something?
Yeah. And so I remember this vividly, sitting at the dinner table and the check's there and I got to pay for it. And I'm just trying to slowly open my wallet in my pocket because I don't want the rip of Velcro to tarnish this lovely evening.
Really? It was that?
And I remember people were like,
no.
dude, what are you doing? What's taking you so long?
Yeah, you're just fiddling in your pocket there,
my
Dawson.
hands
What's
just in my
going
pocket.
on,
I'm just
buddy?
slowly trying to open that Velcro wallet without making any noise. I looking back on that, it's like, why did you care?
Yeah.
But I totally fucking cared.
Yeah. Have I told my dance story on Watercooler before?
I don't think so. Were you playing with yourself and lying about it being a Velcro wallet?
No, I accidentally. So my high school, every year they would do this thing called every 15 minutes. And they do it at a lot of different high schools, but it's basically like a drunk driving education thing. But
I remember this. And they ring the bell or every time to show you that somebody died.
And like people will go out of class and then like they're just gone for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then those kids who get pulled out of class all go to a hotel for the night and then they come back the next day. And it's supposed to represent that like if you drive drunk, you can lose someone you know who's in
or you can get a hotel room.
Sure.
Yeah. And you would have a visual representation of just how massive.
But it was super hardcore. If you were following everything they wanted you to do, one of the things that you did was you would have the voicemail on your cell phone change to be recorded by one of your parents saying that you had died in a drunk driving accident. And Laura Lee, of course, went super hard in the paint, went into the bathroom, made herself cry, and recorded this super tearful, like, Gary Patrick died, and like this whole thing, right? So...
Oh, my God.
Like the next weekend or something was one of these dances, and we were going to a restaurant that like my family frequents. Like we go there all the time, and they know us. Like I know the waiters by name, stuff like that, like super close. Well, apparently they called to confirm on my cell phone the weekend before and heard that I was dead. So I roll up to this Dan's dinner with like 30 kids, and these people are ghost faced. They're like super white. They're like, "How are you here?"
Oh, my God.
And I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "You died in a drunk driving accident." I was like, "Oh, yeah, about that." And it was like, I don't know. It was just a super random thing.
Oh, Laura Lee, bringing the waterworks. She was producing back then.
She went aggressive.
I need to find this video. Laura Lee, if you can hear us, we'd love to.
It was just the audio for the voicemail, like outgoing message. I think it's gone now. But
dang it.
Yeah,
but that was weird. I remember we did that at our school too.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, all the kids would line up and they'd be dressed as like dead people. They had like the makeup on, and they would just stand there. And you
Wait
would
a minute. I thought you went to Catholic school.
Not for high school.
Oh, okay.
I left Catholic school in the middle of 7th grade.
So Catholics don't do that kind of thing,
right?
I don't know. Wouldn't they? Because they want you to feel guilty. Or
I don't know.
Guilt just automatically joins.
If memory serves, it was somehow like ingrained with CHP, so I think it might have been only for public schools.
Yeah,
I'm not sure though.
I
never
know
did that.
Yeah, I don't think we did that either.
I'm definitely fucking too old.
Yeah.
I don't remember all the details.
Yeah, Catholic school to public school, Dawson.
That's a rude
Middle
awakening.
of 7th grade.
Yeah, there is no God, kid.
I was, dude. Yeah, exactly. It was a rude awakening. I thought I was gonna get shot the first day.
Yeah,
just based
that's
off
what they tell you.
Off all the stories.
That's
I'm like,
what they
Mom,
tell
are
you
you
get shot in public school? You get
are
stabbed.
you crazy?
Yeah.
You want me to go to public school? Do you not care about me? Turned out to be like the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ran into I still run into like some of my old Catholic school classmates. Now this is a group of 30 kids that we were in the same class from kindergarten until I left 7th and 8th. So it was the same 30 kids every year, plus or minus one kid that leaves or joins. And I remember a few months before all the COVID stuff, I played at a show at a bar, and I recognized one of the girls there. And I'm like, that girl, her name was Casey. And I shouldn't have used her real name. I gotta think about this.
It's all right.
Good thing we edit some stuff right now. And I remember, and she looked exactly the same. You know, very pretty, very, very, like she had a very distinct face. So I knew it was her. Like, no, like in a good way though.
Okay.
Like it's like, okay, that's totally her.
Yeah. Some people are very unique.
Yeah. And I try to avoid using very unique.
Yeah, I know.
just
Shout
'cause
out
of-
Nick Davis.
because of
Sorry.
Nick Davis. It's
I
a
almost just
distinct-
said shout out Nick Davis before you pointed it out.
And then I remember I was playing a show at a bar, and then I recognized her, and I thought, I'm going to go say hi to her. Just say hi. I mean, I haven't talked to her in like, I don't know, 10, 15 years? Sure. Maybe even longer than that. And then, so I walk up to her, and Jen's telling me, go say hi to her. Like, this is a girl from your childhood. So I go, hey, Casey, how's it going? She's like, hi. And I could tell from her eyes she had no idea who I was. And I go, it's me, Chris Laxamana. And she's like, And I'm like, Our Lady of Refuge. I went to school with you for like 8 years during our most formative years. And she's like, oh, you were like a few years younger than me, right?
No.
I was
And then
in
she
your
went,
grade.
why are you the same size?
We sat next to each other.
Yeah, we literally did sit next to each other because her last name starts with a K.
Oh, you were sat by
and
Alphabetical.
we were next to each other in the year a KY.
Oh,
So
wow.
we were next to each other in the yearbook every year, and it was a pretty awful experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
that'll
mean,
teach
why would
you.
I think? Yeah, why would I think that she'd remember me? It's not a big deal. But anyway, so gosh, we really digress. We went from Souplantation to Prom.
We got range, baby.
We got range here.
That's right.
I'm laughing right now because I just I'm waiting for. I need to be on my phone a little bit because my wife was something with my son. But I sent my wife a GIF that is a picture of a kid and a dad holding a Christmas tree, and it says, "Dad, are you going to put that tree up yourself?" And then it says, "No, I'm going to put it up in the living room." And my wife replied, "How many times are you going to send this to me?" I completely forgot. Apparently, I've sent this to her multiple times.
Oh,
before.
nice. Well, now you have to just keep sending it to her.
Oh yeah,
and
100% now.
That'll
Yeah,
be
she's
the,
getting it 10 or 12 times
that'll
over
be
the
the
course of the season.
All right. Well, we got a lot of great show for everybody. Dawson is going to do a special shit I did as a kid.
Ooh.
This is usually a Patreon exclusive segment, but figured we give people a little taste. We want them to have that addiction.
Yeah.
Just give them a little taste.
Well, I
Maybe
hope they
they'll
dig it.
They'll dig it.
They will dig it.
So we'll get into that in a moment. But first, I mean, one of my favorite segments, listener comments. Why don't we just get into it?
It's time for listener
That just makes me so happy.
Yeah, people are actually tweeting White Claw now on
Yeah?
our behalf,
Good.
which I like. Let's get everyone to keep barking at them. I
Yep.
mean, look, we're big fans of the product, and we've already created a segment around them.
I'll be honest. Feel free to throw some barks at Kirkland too, because I'd dig a Kirkland
Yeah.
sponsorship.
Yeah,
We're
do
not-
have to.
We're not changing the name though.
I don't know if they'll dig that then. But these are listener comments and clan mail given
Nope.
to us
Nope.
from Facebook.
Don't do that.
Just go to facebook.com/groups/BobaBoyArmy Worldwide LLC. And that's where you create the post. And it's a nice little community, constantly growing. Gary Gatekeeper, are you still turning people away? Are people still trying to get in? What's going on?
Oh, absolutely. I turn multiple people away each week.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, Gary, every time he turns someone away, he sends me a screenshot of them getting the questions wrong and then a meme of the soup Nazi going, "No group for you."
Nice. Good.
Created that by myself, by the way. That's how into this I am.
Yeah.
I'm creating memes
Memes just for us.
just for the three of us,
Yeah, just,
four of us.
Just for the key three of us. All right, let's see. Steve Malone writes, "That awesome moment when I'm listening to the Watercolor."
It's autocorrect.
It's good.
It's autocorrect. Watercooler is actually 2 words, but we just do it as 1 word.
We're rogues.
Yeah, we're rogues. So he writes, "That awesome moment when I'm listening to the Watercooler and they mention me by name and reference something I wrote on Facebook. I feel famous.
That's great.
LOL."
Yeah.
Well, Steve, get ready, bud, because I just did it again.
Just again.
Enjoy. Let's see. Carrie Lindsay writes, "While searching for flavored candy canes for my students,
Oh, I saw this.
I was shocked to see that they have different flavors. Here's some of the flavors she found, Dawson. Bacon flavored candy canes. What do you think?
No thanks.
Would you? Ketchup flavored.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. Ketchup flavored anything. Why are you flavoring?
Ketchup is not a flavor.
It's not a flavor. What about this one? I think this one might be okay. Dill pickle flavored.
Why?
I don't know why.
Makes 0 sense.
Well, if that makes 0 sense, then we're about to get into the negative sense because the one that you put a picture of were called clam decanes.
I love me some clam.
They are oh, thanks, Matt. They're clam flavored candy canes.
Why?
Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Do you even like candy canes? Candy canes are
I'll have a candy cane once a year.
once a year.
Yeah.
So that means no. Because I'll have one once a year, and I don't like them. But I
What
do.
is it? It's the flavor, the shape,
the stickiness.
It's basic, the
stickiness.
stickiness. Yes.
Oh yeah, no. You got to leave that half of the wrapper on when you're eating them, so you don't get the stickies.
Or what I usually do is I'll go with the I'll go with the mini one because that one you can just pop pretty much right in your mouth and you're good to go.
Yeah, we used to have, when I first started working here, the first year that Gary and I worked here, we had a Costco-sized candy cane, like mini candy cane barrel.
Yep.
And it lasted like a year. We would be eating candy canes in July. And it was
madness.
It was a wild time, man.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
Clam.
But clam
Clam
I'd
canes.
try it.
I would not.
You wouldn't even just lick it?
Nope.
Just leave that there.
Yep.
All right.
Leave that hanging there.
I would try it. And I think Matt would too, because
I love me some clam.
It was really nice of Matt to stop by to do that for us.
yeah, I think so too. Wait, right, Matt?
Sup, fuckers?
Hey, whoa, buddy.
Oh, wow, man.
Coming aggressive. All right. Let's see here. Jeff Niles writes, s'mores have been mentioned on the last 2 shows. Do yourself a flavor and use a Reese's peanut butter cup instead of the Hershey bar. It's a game changer.
I bet it is.
Yeah. And I agree a bit. I'd try it. I would give it a shot.
So would I.
Somebody else has to make it for me.
I don't think that's a s'more, though, at that point.
I agree.
At that point, it's something different.
Just because of the peanut butter?
Yeah. Because you're using a peanut butter cup as opposed to chocolate.
Right.
I think that's a different thing. We got to come up with a different name.
How about a Jeff? Because Jeff is the
Sure.
one that...
There you go.
Sure, that's Jeff.
Great,
That's
Jeff.
just-
Good
wow,
job,
Chris.
buddy. You just got to
There you
deserve
go.
named after you.
Can I get that domain?
It's Jeff.
I'm going to have to get that domain. All right. Joey Mosqueda writes, Happy Thanksgiving from Mr. Jack, the newest member of my family, a 3-month-old basset hound. And he posted a picture of his puppy, and he makes sure to use the hashtag #ProPuppy.
Nice, dude.
Hashtag-
Nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the family.
Beautiful pup. Beautiful
very,
pup.
very jealous.
All right. When are you getting a dog, Gary?
I don't know.
I know you're jealous,
I'm
though.
I'm squarely on the record as wanting one.
You are squarely on the record, and Gary's very active in any of those dog posts. He's always like, look at that.
Yeah, and you want a tour of the Corolla Digital Shop? All you need is a puppy, and I will guarantee you a tour.
Wow.
If you bring it.
Do they have to leave it here?
No.
Okay, just a pet.
There's nothing better than just playing with a puppy.
Don't-
Just for a little bit.
Remember those? They probably still have them, just like those companies that just bring over puppies or kittens.
Yeah.
And they just pet them.
Yeah.
And you just
then
get to pet them for a day.
And then there's also, at least in LA, there's coffee shops that are just like basically rescues where they have a bunch of cats running around and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
just hang out.
They have those in Long Beach too, like cat therapy. It's literally a room, Dawson, full of cats.
I like
With
that.
toys, and they're just you just kind of interact with them. And they have the ones in Long Beach. They have the big windows so everyone can like look
Yeah.
inside and watch them too.
Have we said on Watercooler that we have a shop cat over at the other shop now?
We still have that cat.
Yeah, I just went and played with him today.
What?
Yeah, Shelby.
I've never met Shelby yet. I gotta go.
Oh,
over
dude,
there.
you got to go over there. He's finally getting big enough where he can actually play and like jump up on stuff.
Oh, Shelby's a boy.
Yeah.
So tell us about this cat. What happened? How did we find him?
Somebody over at the other shop found 4 very young kittens that there was no mom in sight. So we sort of took them in, and 3 of them were adopted out to different staff members and people we know, and one of them we kept, and it hangs over at the chassis warehouse. It's cute as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he stay there on the weekends when nobody's there?
I don't know what the answer to that is now. I know when he was at his youngest, he was going home with the editor, Adam, who
Oh, yeah.
also adopted one of the siblings, so that made sense.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I think transporting a cat every weekend must be weird. I guess if that's what they're known to do, then maybe it won't be as weird for them.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this next comment. This one makes me thirsty. But Jeff Debbie, not the same Jeff from.
What's up,
Jeff's.
Jeff Debbie?
This is Jeff Debbie. He goes, "Hey, new use for leftover Corolla cranberry sauce." Dawson, let me know what you think about this. Take a muddle, or you muddle a spoonful of that sauce.
What is muddle?
The little mortar and pestle thing, or
yeah.
or you just you mush it.
Okay.
You mash it in a glass with an orange slice, and then you add 2 ounces of bourbon. Top off with ice, stir, and enjoy. I could dig that.
I'm in.
Sounds like a great half drink.
Yeah. The 2 ounces of bourbon.
2 ounces.
Yeah.
Step it up, sir.
Come on, buddy. Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff.
Amateur.
It's like the martini I ordered in
Yeah.
fucking
Did you learn
Utah.
nothing on the
Yeah.
cruises?
Are you making that for your kid? All right.
Yeah, he must be.
Yeah, if that's for your son, then that's cool.
All right. Rob Dodson Jr., this one could create a little bit of controversy. He created a poll.
Uh-oh.
We know we love our polls, Dawson.
I love me some poll.
I love me some poll. And
that
his
there.
poll is he had the group vote on was which Bobo boy, and he means the ones on the show. Which Bobo boy are you inviting to Thanksgiving dinner?
Dawson had to have won by a landslide.
Dawson did win by a landslide.
Really?
So Dawson, you have a lot of options, my friend.
Sweet. What are you guys serving? Better be black olives on that table.
Yes. I love how Dawson's in first place and he's just like, yeah, I got demands.
Thanks for the invite.
If I got options. I
Got a few
demands.
questions to ask.
And then next was me, thank you. And then followed by Matt, and then Gary, and then Kaylin. Kaylin is not doing
Kaylin
well with
pulling up
polls.
the rear?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's because Kaylin's going to roll deep with like 4 people. That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Oh, true. Yeah,
And also, he's going to start calling everything flickable or unflickable.
Yeah,
Oh,
you don't want
want-
Kaylin
You don't want that.
flicking the stuff
Yeah, you don't want Kaylin flicking
In any
beans
way-
at
in
your
any sense.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and then you can't have your mac and cheese.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you don't want him talking about the mac and cheese on the table. I could see why Kaylin would be last place.
right.
I'm okay with that then. But yeah, we were talking about my Thanksgiving dinner. I was very alone, Dawson, because I didn't go anywhere, and then Jen didn't. She worked late, and so what I did was I just went to my studio, and I just played guitar all night, and I actually had a blast. And I sold a few things on OfferUp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold because I got the new iPhone, so I sold my old iPhone, and I sold a ton of guitar pedals that I've been meaning to sell, and a lot of people buying stuff on Thanksgiving night. It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, it is Black Friday technically starts Thanksgiving night most years, so I think a lot of people are sort of in that mode.
Yeah, they're just looking to buy, and I give good deals.
My mom said to me on Friday morning, she said, Michael, do you know what Amazon did last night? And I just look at her without missing a beat and say, I don't know, put hundreds of small businesses out of their misery.
Oh,
It's pretty
dang.
Silence from mom. Little chuckle from dad.
And you get a pie and just put it in her face after that? Jeez, man. Dropping Null and Mona D like that?
Dropping null, bro.
It's okay.
This might be controversial, but tell me what you guys think. Black Friday is easily dwarfed by Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday is so much better.
Not controversial. I don't care for Black Friday. I think Black Friday is very close to being a sucker's game for a lot of stuff because one, their inventory isn't huge. Two, I drove by at Best Buy on Black Friday, and the line it was a line of cars because it was all COVID. It went around like the entire city block
Yeah.
and into the parking lot, which is already full too. And just people are just sitting in their cars. I'm like, they must be in there for hours just to pick up their whatever.
I'd say I'm 5 years into doing 90-ish% of my Christmas shopping on Cyber Monday, all from my computer. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, and it's just getting longer. Like all these extended Cyber Monday deals, and everybody's just trying. And yeah, doing your Christmas shopping now is probably the best, just to and for ideas too. Like, oh, that's cheap, and I know somebody who'd want that. So, yeah, I agree. Cyber Monday better than Black Friday. All right, Jeremy Johnson writes. Oh, Doss.
What's up, JJ?
JJ writes, every time I see this commercial, I think they're going to say it's pretty all right. Then I figure they don't want to get sued by the cooler. And he posted a picture. It's Jack in the Box. And their slogan is, it's pretty delicious.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't want to go up against Gary Ghost either.
That's what I was just going to ask. Gary Ghost would stomp so hard
Oh, yeah.
onto that. So, yeah, Jack in the Box knows what's up. Let's see. And then we had the Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade.
Was that image that I saw going around of the rock thing
Very real. Very real. I got texted it, tweeted it. I am that costume now. Feel like because I dressed like that a few years ago, and now whenever it makes its rounds into pop culture again or just into the fold, everybody has to send me it. It's kind of funny, and it's like, all right, yeah. I guess that's my thing now.
Yeah.
Is the Rock with his fanny pack and his necklace and the turtleneck, which, I mean, was one of my most popular Halloween costumes.
Yeah, that right behind the dog costume.
Right behind the Bumblebee dog costume.
Yeah.
I remember I wore that to a Halloween party, and Jen looked at me. She was the devil. And she looked at me, and she's just like,
What was she
nobody's...
dressed as? Sorry. I love you, Jenny. It was sitting right there.
And she she looks at me and she's like, what are you doing? And I said, this is The Rock, that picture of The Rock. And she's just like, nobody's going to know who you are. And she's just bummed on it. Like, nobody's going to know what that is because it's just so obscure. And right when I walked in, someone's like, are you The Rock? And it felt really good.
That's one of those moments where you just turn to your significant other or whomever shat on your idea, and you really get to enjoy that one.
I know saying I told you so is petty, but I love it. No, I don't even have to say it. I just like I like implying it. I don't know why.
I had a similar moment. We were going to Vegas for a Ace on the House show that was being sponsored by Home Advisor. So I went out of my way to find a Home Advisor t-shirt that I had, and I wore it. And we got to the airport, and August looks at me and goes, wow, you couldn't dress up for this? Like, you look like shit. And I was like, August, like, this is a Home Advisor. And he was like, whatever. We walk up to this event. We meet the executive from Home Advisor. He's like, holy shit, look at that shirt. That's fucking awesome. I just turned to August. August was so pissed. It was, yeah.
Yeah, he might have been trying to trick you because remember, he infamously tricked me on when we did a Corolla show at AT&T Stadium in Texas, and he sends me an email saying, Jerry Jones is an old school guy. All press needs to be wearing a suit or coat and tie.
Yeah.
And I was the only one wearing one. Adam wore his Adidas track jacket.
Gentleman's choice.
Yeah. It's pretty embarrassing. And I found out when I was on the plane because I boarded first, and I just walk into Mike August cracking up and proceeding to take a bunch of pictures of me. Let's see here. Zach Danbury writes, oh, this one was interesting. He said, no wild turkey for us this Thanksgiving. My 9-year-old daughter was going to shoot it for us, but they all stayed away. They could probably smell the hot chocolate, woof woof. And then for Kaylin, he writes, oh, yeah, birds are real, and they taste amazing. Sorry, Kaylin. Yeah, Zach hunts his own turkey.
Yeah.
A wild turkey. So.
I definitely did not think hunting when you started that. I thought he was talking about
booze?
shots of the booze.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, no, he was talking about hunting.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Kathy from Lunch with Kathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
KathyBuysYouLunch.com.
Yep. She writes, am I the only one not a fan of the traditional Thanksgiving meal?
No.
I'm hosting a small gathering this year, serving tacos, fresh chips, guac, and tequila. Cheers.
Yeah, you're insane, Kathy.
Look, Kathy, I would love to do that one year for the novelty, but I wouldn't be able to do a wholly untraditional Thanksgiving every year.
Yeah, I agree.
But that being said, I don't like most Thanksgiving food. I like stuffing. I like the
That's
rolls. I'm not a turkey guy. I took 2 bites of turkey this year.
Yeah, it is just like, let's just do it once this year.
Yeah.
Or once a year, and then we're okay.
And we're good.
We're all right. Yeah, but I did do because my birthday was, I don't know if you guys heard, but my birthday was a week before Thanksgiving, and we kind of did that's how I celebrated Thanksgiving. I guess I cooked up some ribeyes.
Ooh,
Nice.
Think about that, Doss.
Bone in?
No,
JV.
I know, but it was just because I was leaving the next day for Florida. I didn't want leftovers, and I didn't want to.
The hell does that have to do
No,
with
it has
anything?
nothing to do with anything.
I don't
What
want.
are you talking about, you fucking insane person?
Bonings are too big. They're too big. I can't on one sitting.
I have seen you with my own 2 eyes eat 50 oysters in one sitting. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Get out of here.
I should have went bone in.
You should have gone.
I'm just trying to get out of this shame.
You always go bone in if there's an option.
Yeah, no. The
it's
bone has so
possible.
much more flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And the bone and fillet, too.
Bone in filet is great.
Gary.
My maniac friend who sent one back at a steakhouse and said, okay, now have them cut it off the bone. It's the craziest thing
Wow.
I've ever seen.
I don't think that's crazy.
No, it wasn't. It was.
No, that's insane.
It's insane.
You
but
have a knife.
It's insane, but it was efficient, Dawson, because he got more of that steak with their big butcher's knife, like the chef doing it, than I ever got using my own knife.
Because you just want to cook it with the bone. And then
Yeah.
whatever happens to the bone after that.
When he asked them to do it, I thought he was a monster, but looking down his plate and my plate at the end of the meal,
Yeah,
I
they
respected
cleaned it.
I respect it.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. All right, and those are our listener comments. Thanks again to everybody for submitting that. And remember, hit us up online, Twitter, YouTube.
Facebook.com/group/
Yeah, I think it was Daniel Wheatley, but he called me out for the way I told Matt to clean his cast iron, which he was totally right. I was talking about re-seasoning,
Yep.
and he called me an insane person that you shouldn't use salt
Yeah, you got
to clean, and that makes sense because you don't want to scratch it up. So just clean it. How do you clean your cast iron? You're a big cast iron guy.
I
After
use
you're
the
done cooking.
grated cast iron pan to cook my steaks, and I just fill it with water essentially, and then just turn it on high and burn everything off, and then just wipe it off with a cloth.
Oh, brilliant. All right, there you go. That must be the real way.
I think that's the way.
I think that's the way, too. All right, Dawson, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because this is not the Patreon show. What are we doing here? We're just giving this away. But
Crazy.
But let's get into it. This is Dawson's segment. Every week on Patreon, he talks about shit he did as a kid, which he lived a different childhood than Gary and myself and Matt. Gary, Matt, and I, and Kaylin. So let's hear it. Shit I did as a kid.
Shit I did as a kid.
Now, before I dive into this shit I did as a kid, I do want to tell you that I took some enormous heat from my 16-year-old niece and my 15-year-old nephew when I went over to their house Thanksgiving night, and my sister-in-law says, Mike, you want something to drink? And I look at her without skipping a beat and just say, yeah, do you guys have any of those Celsius?
Really?
And my niece just starts laughing. Her Celsius? Are you going to have a Celsius? And just would like... And I dug into it. And I every time I went to go get another Celsius, she's like, oh, are you going to get another Celsius? I'm like, yeah, because I got a halfy Celsius right here. This one's a backup Celsius.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to need a few more Celsius.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, they were relentless on the Celsius talk.
Gary, this is all worth it.
That's great.
This is all worth it. Not just the Celsius, this show.
Right before we started, Chris was like, Doss, you want to do a shit I did as a kid? And I was like, that's the Patreon. That greatest decision you've ever made.
This is my Hall of Fame moment right here.
Wow.
And Dawson, I'm surprised you didn't bark after that.
They just burned me, dude.
Celsius.
It was great.
I love
owned
it. And I still to this day, and I'll invite any marketing company to do it. Just call it a Celsius, or make a seltzer company called Celsius.
Yeah, the Kirky Celsius too.
You kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Doss.
All right, so Christmas time coming up, and Chris asked me to do a shit I did as a kid today, and I'm like, all right, I think I got one. I remember a long time ago. I don't know if you guys ever did this. Did you ever open all the presents before Christmas?
Sure did.
Yeah.
It was
You got in trouble, right?
No, I was pretty meticulous about it. I put them all back, and no one
wow.
knew until years later. But
So you would take the gift wrap and just the exact same method that Dawson would open his wallet in high school. You would just slide your finger ever so gently on it there, not to mess it up.
because you didn't
make any
you don't-
sounds.
You don't open it all the way. You just got to get one corner up so you can see. Yes, I got that Nerf gun. Yeah. But that was more torturous, in my opinion, because I knew what toys I wasn't allowed to play with right now.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. You're like, oh well, Christmas isn't for another 10 days, so now I just have to stew in that.
Yeah. Now I just have to sit around here with my 50 other toys that I'm completely over.
I love how much kids love toys, and that's just their thing. Like, oh, gotta get toys, toys.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Well, me and my brother and our neighbor who lived across the street,
What was his name?
whose name was also Michael. I was the youngest. Michael was a year older than me, and my brother was a year older than him. So I was the youngest of the three. And for some reason, Michael was with us, and we opened. Me and my brother and Michael opened every one of our presents, and
Just blatantly?
just blatantly, just
Wow.
destroyed, wrapping everywhere. Just couldn't wait, and we just tear it all apart. And Mom sees, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
I can understand it.
She's like, "Who did this? You guys go figure it out. You tell me who did it, and
Wow.
we'll deal with it." And so all three of us kind of huddle up, and my brother says, if we say we all did it, then the punishment will be a little lighter. So let's just go in there.
Oh.
Ooh, that wouldn't have been my strategy.
and
I would
let's say
have
we
team
all
up.
did it.
I would have blamed it all on the neighbor.
It's diabolical.
Yeah, Gary, just throw him under the bus.
Well, what could she really do to him besides call his mom? She's not gonna,
Well, yeah, yours is actually weirdly well thought out. That's impressive, Dawson. You
So
all
that was
kind of
the
came to
plan.
that.
I like
plan.
your brothers. I like your brother's plan, though.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
And then,
And I'm sure it all went smoothly.
tell my mom I'm the first one to speak. We all did it, Mom. And my brother and Michael go, no, we didn't. Oh. He did it. And they both point at me.
Oh, you got work.
And I got in so much trouble. And my brother and Michael are laughing at me while I'm getting yelled at and punished.
No.
They're around the corner in the kitchen just pointing and laughing at me. And I knew then, never trust your brother.
Yeah.
And that's some shit I did as a kid.
Damn.
Shit, I did as a kid.
All right, Dawson. So now we have to get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Retaliation. And then at the end of it, you go, that was for that one time.
that's right. You hear that, Michael Jacobus?
Yeah.
I'm going to get you.
Said his full name.
See, here's the thing. We can get them both
I think he might
back.
be dead.
Oh, well, like,
I'm not sure.
so I guess you do the last turn. Yeah, I don't like that. Jeez.
That's not usually how it goes on Patreon.
Yeah.
It's usually a fun segment. Usually we're all laughing. And
I promise it is.
You're not paying for dust stories.
Yeah. Damn, Doss.
Yeah.
Did you dirty though, and but I think you got.
They
stronger
screwed me,
because of
dude.
it.
It was they had planned it all along. They're like, we're just gonna get Michael to admit to this, and then we turn on him.
Yep.
I don't have the.
That's
the
what little
balls.
brothers are for, right?
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, yeah, it wasn't up to you at that point.
I got punished, dude. I got grounded for like a week. I had to be sent to my room. It's terrible.
Yeah, when I
I was betrayed.
that hurts, dude, and just them laughing.
And it was their
monsters.
idea to open the damn presents. It wasn't even my idea.
Yeah, you didn't even want it. You want to wait till Christmas.
They decided they were going to pin that on you before they even came up with the opening of the presents.
Oh, I believe it.
100%.
Absolutely.
They were like,
Let's just
we're
F with Dawson.
We're going to do this. Then when they find out, we'll just pin it on him. It'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah. Damn.
I
dude.
was little Michael.
You were a little.
I was little Michael because
love little Michael.
Michael was
Well-
other Michael was across the street.
You were little Michael, and now you are little Michael. That is how I shall refer to
you
you
go.
for the rest of your life.
And then finally, when I had a cousin whose mother named him Michael, he became little Michael, and I was no longer little Michael.
Oh.
Sweet.
It's pretty nice.
And he's still little Michael. And he's
Yeah.
40.
I know. I grew up with a kid. We called him because he was the younger and shorter Michael, and we called him Little Mikey. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, are you talking about Paul?
Yeah. I thought you were going to tell a story about Paul. Sorry.
Gary's obsessed with one of my friends who.
Now make sure you tell it the way I
I'll
experienced
be right back.
it.
I got to go shake hands with the devil.
Okay. He's going to pee?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I hope he's going to pee.
Then I shall never shake the devil's hand.
Neither will I.
Yeah, we're just gonna nod at each other if we ever come. No, we don't have any interaction. I mean,
No.
I am the devil. Well, we'll wait for Gary to get back. I mean, Dawson to get back because you know the Paul story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
That was that shit I did as a kid took a turn. It really is usually a cheery, fun segment where we're all laughing at the end. It's usually not a death.
yeah, I did not think that. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's dead now.
Crazy.
There was. It's weird. I think you and I are at that age where I remember vividly. One of my uncles when I turned, I believe like 22 or 20. No, maybe 23. And it was on my birthday because I had a birthday that year, around this time of the year.
Yeah.
And he was sitting. It was just one-on-one. He was like having we were drinking, and he wanted to get deep. Oh, there's Dawson and the camera, and he wanted to get deep, but we were just talking, and it kind of had that vibe. So he's just like, "Let me tell you something." And I go, "Okay." He's like, "You're at that age now. Do you have any friends that get married?" And I said, "Yeah, there are a couple." All right, so the next few years, all your friends are going to get married. And I go, "Okay." Then he goes, "Then they're going to start getting divorced." And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, your friends, like,
that's awesome.
Right now my friends are still getting married. I haven't reached the quote unquote divorce phase, which I mean, I obviously don't wish that upon any marriage, but he's like, yeah, this is kind of how it goes. And then your friends are going to start getting divorced, and it's going to be at a rate that's pretty impressive. And then your friends are going to start dying. And I was like, "Geez, dude,
Who is this fucking bummer?
yeah,
Is this Paul?
No, this is his uncle.
This is my uncle."
okay.
And then I was thinking about, and this is when I was serving at Macaroni Grill, and the Leisure World bus would pull up, which was the worst thing ever, because you would work in the lunch shift, the Leisure World bus would pull up, and they never tipped.
Right.
So you would have to wait. And Leisure World is
A giant
it's like a giant retirement community. Yeah. It's huge, and
It sounds like a place you'd want to go.
it sounds
It sure does.
Like,
Awesome.
Dude, Leisure World? Are you kidding me? I so want to be in Leisure World.
I still want to be there.
Their chief marketing officer deserves a huge raise.
Yeah.
I still want to be there, but they would travel by the bus full, so we would all get slammed because you would have to seat everybody at the same time. The kitchen would have to hit everything at the same time, and I remember it would just be like a bunch of old timers sitting in a booth, like 6 people, and they're like, "Oh, how's Mary doing?" And another person's like, "Oh, she passed," and they would just keep eating like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out.
Just becomes your reality at a certain point.
Yeah. So it's so it's just like I think Gary and I are just like, "Oh yeah, your buddy passed." It's like, "Oh yeah, well." We're gonna hit an era where that's just gonna be norm.
I think I have more divorced friends than I have married friends.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Statistics bear it out that more people
About
are going to
5
end
years
up.
is what they last.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's gnarly.
Shit.
And the dudes are miserable. They're just fucking miserable.
Joy, Gary did not just look at his watch. It's so it's an odd time. Anyway, my friend Paul Doss, so he's a contractor, and I needed to get some work done in my backyard. So I gave him a call, and he called me back in front of Gary, and we talked via FaceTime. Weirdly enough, he was like, "Hey man, what's going on? I haven't talked in a while." And then the reason I call him and what I grew up calling was Black Paul.
Okay.
And Gary's like, "Why do you
he's
call
Asian.
him?" Yeah, why do you call him Black Paul? And which he calls himself that. That was his like name on Facebook and MySpace. It's probably his name on my phone. And we just grew up calling him Black Paul. And Gary's like, "Why do you call him Black Paul?" And it's like, "Cause we had 2 Pauls in our group. We had Tall Paul and we had Black Paul."
You really only needed to name one of them.
Right. See,
The other guy could just be Paul.
So that was the absurdity that I was pointing out. Like, once you have Tall Paul, can't the other one just be Paul?
Once you've identified the left side of your headphones, you don't need to identify the right.
I'm aware. Yeah,
But that was the thing back in the day.
Yeah, well, it was a thing. So it was, and you see this.
I just like pointing out the absurdity of things in the lens of 2020 that are
you can
perfectly
do
fine and were perfectly fine at the time. And it's like a lot of those things just carried over. It's,
I saw Black Paul play in Silver Lake
Oh yeah, that'd be-
before the pandemic.
Whoa.
Solo acoustic. It was pretty cool.
See, yeah, great musician name too. Yeah, BP. Anyway, let's see. We got, I think. We got one more thing I want to discuss, and it's a little bit of a tech talk.
okay.
Dawson,
Am I going to need a drink for this?
There's not going to be a joke corner. Sorry.
no joke corner, but Dawson, and you won't need a drink, but perhaps a new phone. You are ruining our group text.
Why?
Because
Do you have an old phone or
their
something?
insistence on Android.
Okay, so the way iPhone works is they have monopolized any sort of group text to where if everybody has an iPhone, the message, the texts are blue, which kind of indicates, okay, everyone's on an iPhone, and everything just goes smoothly.
Oh, okay.
It's like, okay, and then you can like or love something, and if somebody has an Android, it ruins everything, like all the graphics. When it actually types it out, and I'm sure you've probably seen it when somebody likes or loves something, it just types out.
I saw that, and I have no idea. I can't do that on my phone.
Right.
We're aware of this, Dawson.
Yes,
This is the whole,
exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
And then it actually just type it out. Oh, Gary liked Dawson's comment.
So if you had an iPhone, Dawson, what would happen is a little thumbs up would appear next to the text in question.
Okay.
But when someone with an Android is involved, it just types out Gary liked, and then it types out the whole text that I
Right.
put the
see that,
thumbs
Right,
up
I
on.
get
you see
that.
that thumbs up on my screen right here?
So that's
So
what we're seeing when
You give a
somebody
thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Or you-
but if only one person has an Android, the entire text chain turns green. Everything gets kind of a little out of whack, and it's just like they're speaking different languages to each other, different code. And now you love having. Look, I'm as far as Apple goes, I love the iPhone. I don't use Apple computers. I'm a big Windows guy. You and Gio swear by the Android, which is
I
funny.
don't swear by the Android. I swear against Apple products.
Sure. I respect that, but
Yeah.
it's destroying our groups.
Let's take me out of the group then.
No, we can't.
I know.
Yeah, we need it. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is that feature has been introduced, 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was about 2 years ago.
And Gary, and you've seen on Facebook, that you used to just have the like button.
Yeah.
But now you can have the love.
Yeah.
You can have like the hug, the care, feel, and you can add all these different feelings or elements to what you think of this post. So it's not just like, because when someone would post, my dog's missing and I can't find him. If anybody sees him, please call me.
You're like broken heart.
You would before you could just click like.
Right.
And you would wonder, should I click like on this? Because I don't really like it, but I just want to acknowledge that I've read it and that it's been mentioned. So you would just still click it anyway. But now you could do whatever you want. And an iPhone, Gary had a couple of pictures from his Thanksgiving dinner, and producer Laura Lee had some issues.
Yeah. It actually wasn't my Thanksgiving dinner. It's the day after Thanksgiving. We took my son to a park that's all decorated for Christmas. They actually have a train in this park, and they decorate the train. They do a whole Christmas train.
Train park.
Yeah. So
nice.
We went out there just so that my son could run around with other kids his age, and we could get a few pictures and just, have a nice little Saturday with the boy. And I sent my mom a bunch of pictures from that day. And the first one I sent was my son all by himself, sort of peeking through a fence, the big smile on his face. And then right below that, I sent her a picture of me holding my son in front of these big blocks that are all decorated in Christmas tree lights. And they were really good photos. And it was just, something I was sharing with Grandma about a fun day.
And then?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you wanted to tell. So then my mother loves, with the heart, the picture of just my son. And apparently having the picture of her son with her grandson was not lovable, so she liked that one.
See?
I like Laura Lee's style.
Oh, we all love her style.
Oh,
that
her
is
style's
passive aggressive. That's seriously
Passive aggressive.
That is hard in the paint.
And then
passive aggressive.
when I called her out for it, Chris, you didn't even see this part, but I called her out for it, and I said, "That's savage as fuck. You don't love the one that is marred by your own son. You just like that one." And she was like, "Sorry, not sorry. You've been usurped."
Yeah,
Whoa!
there you go.
Oh,
Boom.
I didn't know she doubled down. And
Boom.
She did.
Okay.
And you know what? I respect it.
Because there's a thing.
Respect all women.
There is it's just human nature. You have which actually gives your awards receptors, it excites them and you feel good. But now that you have love, knowing that it could get to that level, is actually a bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you just liked it?
It's a downgrade.
Yeah. So it's a social media is just killing us all.
I care not.
You don't care at all?
Care not.
He cares not?
I less than at all.
You're crazy, man.
Yeah, I care not.
All right, well, so I just want to say something.
Though I did always wonder, because I get these tweets, I get these texts that I say, "Hey, dude, I'll be over in 20." And then I get this thing back that says liked.
Yeah.
"Hey, dude, I'll be over in 20."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's
so
what's happening.
they acknowledged it.
Yeah.
And even when I text people with Androids, I still do it anyway, just because they get it. I think they're hip to it now.
Yeah, it's become the easy way to acknowledge that you've seen the text without having to actually type something back.
Right.
You can just
You don't really
boom.
like it. You're
Right.
just acknowledging
You're just
it.
basically, I have seen this. I will see you in 20 minutes
I'm good with
without
that.
having to type it out.
Yeah, they should have an acknowledge button.
Yeah.
And I still care not.
Chris acknowledged this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Copy that.
Copy
Copy
that.
that.
See, why don't you just text copy that?
Copy that is probably the best way, right?
I use it
I love.
so
See,
often.
I go for Roger.
Yeah.
Just say Roger.
Roger's good.
Roger's fine.
I hate 10-4.
Not a big fan of 10-4. I like copy
I
that.
can go for 10-4.
No, because a lot of the times, and Gina does this all the time. Whenever I say, "Hey guys, show's moving from 12 to 2," she'll write 10-4, and I'm like, "No,
No,
12 to 2."
Right.
So yeah, it's very confusing.
The
when you're dealing
October
with time.
5th show is changed to 12
Yeah.
o'clock, 10-4. No, 10-5.
10-5.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens all the time. So,
Copy that. You never
Copy
have any problem.
yeah. So let's get more copy that in our lives. All right. think that'll do it for today's episode of Watercooler.
Time flies.
That was a sweet key 3 with an up close shot of Dawson there in the
Amazing.
middle. Oh,
Amazing.
I like it. Yeah, we're the Heat right now.
yeah.
Bringing it.
What I'll be Chris Bosh because this is a fantasy.
But I guess I should be Muggsy Bogues.
Really? You could be Dwayne. Doss could be Braun. And yeah, there we go. Key 3, baby.
There you go.
All right, let's get our plugs in. I'll start with Mr. Wade. What could go for you?
Check out Reasonable Doubt every week, and that we've been coming in hot. We did 2 episodes on the day right before Thanksgiving because we had some breaking news, and we try to do those whenever we can. And Chunk Nibbles is a great gift for the holidays if you're so inclined. You can use code WoofWoof15 for 15% off, and if you're an Adams Monthly Nut member, I think you're going to be getting some coming up soon.
All right, Doss, what about you?
I don't know, man.
You don't know? You have nothing?
Working on Ace Awards.
Yeah.
And I spent 10 hours yesterday going through everything and doing the first edit on the cuts, and then I sent it over to Lynch so that he can be the judge of the funny. But I was fucking cracking up all day yesterday listening to some of this stuff.
It's crazy how
So-
you forget these moments.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think just because I'm so winded, like, oh, is this year going to be good? I can't like.
There
my
was some
brain can't-
very, very, very funny stuff. Remembering Kyle Dunnigan's various appearances over the year. He's always the fucking secret weapon now. I was like, I remember
You're
saying
totally
to Kyle
right.
Dunnigan, he came to not the last Christmas party, but the one before, Dunnigan showed up, and we were all drinking, and I sat down with Kyle, and I go, look, man, I know the Ace Awards are a joke. It's all just one big joke.
How dare you?
But you won Best Guest, and that fucking means something.
The Ace Awards are... I can understand why you'd say they're a joke, but we take them very seriously and work really hard on it. Dawson and Lynch probably more than anyone, but it is absolutely my favorite show of the whole year. It's delightful for me pulling my portion of the clips. I get to listen to those, and then it's even more fun to hear how those have been whittled down and all the ones that I didn't pull on that night. And it's a treat.
And you know that feeling we talked about this. Actually, you weren't here for this, Doss, but we talked about that great feeling like when you're a kid. And summer vacation is just like an hour away. You're just watching the clock go.
Right.
Ace Awards is the last minute of that.
It's the greatest.
It is the
you're on a
greatest high.
day of the year as far as this podcast goes.
That's the day traditionally we all give out Christmas gifts.
Right. The scotch is fucking poured an hour before the show starts.
Champagne,
We're
scotch.
already well into it.
Oh, yeah.
By
Dawson
the time the
dresses
show
up.
starts, yeah.
Usually,
I think I'm gonna go suit this year again.
You go
go.
I
suit.
think I'll go suit.
Geez, dude. Like I haven't worn closet clothes in so long.
No, it's all
Closet clothes.
It's all
chair
drawer
clothes.
clothes.
Oh,
That's great.
chair clothes, baby.
Chair clothes.
Oh yeah.
Closet Clothes was supposed
on.
to tour. But they still might be getting it together in Texas.
Dude.
Drawer
But
clothes was
I'd like
April.
to see Closet Clothes.
We're on a chair clothes, baby.
We're at the chair clothes.
Come on, this shit's
man.
gonna spill into 2021. We'll be at floor clothes any second now.
Damn, dude. Yeah. Okay. I gotta get my chair clothes game.
So yeah, listen for the Ace Awards, and thank you, thank everybody. The fact that you guys listen to this show and you listen to the Corolla show and you listen to Reasonable Doubt and Ace on the House and all of that stuff, all that does is ensure that we get to continue to fuck off for a living. And I really, really, really appreciate it.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah. Thank you. And speaking of down again, I think was it this year? I think it was last year when we did that dating game. I remember I had Dunnigan be 3 guys. He was Jeff Goldblum, I think Donald Trump, and Bill Maher. We played like a blind dating game,
so good.
and he pulled it off. And
Was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Yeah, it wasn't
Dude,
this year.
I still think like I really put him in a tough spot to do that, and he killed it.
See, that's the thing is things kind of blur together. Like I asked Gio about something. I said, hey, I'm going to make a new Ace Award this year. I'm going to give myself an Ace Award for best usage of a $5 word. And I said, I have no idea when it happened, but I said to Brian, you are being deliberately obtuse.
Yes.
And I'm like, can you find that? And it took him a week to find it, and he comes back to me, bad news, bro. 2019. I'm like, damn it.
It's brutal.
Damn. Well, if it's the end of 2019, sometimes we can.
Sometimes we can,
out.
yeah, but it
Sometimes.
wasn't. It was like October.
Damn. All right, and as for me, I'm with Doss. Just thanks everybody for listening. We really, really appreciate it, and cannot believe that people take time to even listen to this show. What are we doing? We're just flapping our gums about nothing, but it feels like something. There's a weird magic that kind of encapsulates this entire project, and it's fun, and I don't get it, but at the same time, I do.
We take the silliness seriously.
We do.
Yeah.
The number of times I say to my wife throughout a given week, well, that's coming up on Watercooler.
Me too.
It's great.
I told my niece, I said, you giving me shit about Celti is certainly coming up on the next podcast.
Yeah, she's a Hall of Famer now. All right. Well, that'll do it for Watercooler. Thank you again. We'll do our Patreon show later this week. We will see you then. We love you.